Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. The COVID-19 economic turndown in the U.S. has had a devastating impact on jobs and businesses in a number of industries. There is at least one industry that is bucking the trend, however, and that is tractors. Joining me to discuss is Viren Popli, President and CEO of Mahindra Ag North America. Viren, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here, and thanks for having me.
All right. Now, why are more people buying tractors, of all things?
Yeah, it's interesting. So actually, the way we're looking at it, there are about three reasons as we see why people are buying tractors. The first reason is really they just have more time at home, sitting at home. They've got time to spend at home, and they want to get their farms, the large properties fixed, and get things done in the farm. And obviously, they have a little bit of money on hand because of the various benefits they've got, and no summer vacations, no plans to go anywhere. So they're buying tractors. The second trend we are seeing is, generally always the people who are buying tractors were people who are moving from the big cities back into rural America, right? They are the people who want the simpler life. In a sense, they want to have, uh, the the coffee shop that knows how I like my coffee, the barber who knows how I like my haircut, and I really want to go back to that life. So they are trying to move back to rural America. And now we are seeing a younger trend, a lot younger bunch of people moving from urban cities out into rural America and buying properties. That's a new trend that we're seeing. And finally, the third trend is, people are wanting to grow their own food and looking to build their own, start growing their own fruits and vegetables on their little farm plots. And so we're seeing the tractors pick up. So, these are the three major trends that we're seeing why I think tractors are looking to grow and are growing pretty fast.
Tell us about Mahindra.
Yeah, so I lead Mahindra Ag North America in the US, Canada, and Mexico. We are a company that focuses largely on small and medium-sized tractors. We're the third largest tractor company in the US. We're also the world's number one farm tractor company. And back globally, we are about 19.4 billion in turnover. We have participated in about 22 industries. We have about 250,000 employees across 100 countries in the world. And in the US, we have about six businesses that are represented here, and we are investing and growing pretty fast in the US as well.
How did COVID-19 impact the company?
Like everyone else, in the initial part, we were all hit pretty hard with, the whole COVID situation. We had to shut down. We had to take tough decisions of layoffs and furloughs. But very quickly, the demand came back. And so, as an essential industry, we brought all our essential workers back in. And we had to take all the steps to protect ourselves, right? In the sense of we had to make sure, safety of the workers, social distancing, sanitization, masks, etc. We did all the stuff that we could to protect our workers. And then the second step started where we had to actually start working with all our dealers because, we had to pivot to digital marketing. Many of our dealers had never done that before, and some who were doing it, we had to teach them how to do it. And others who were doing it well, we had to support them to do it even better. Then we had to also work with them to ensure that they were doing social distancing, masks, delivering tractors to customers that were sanitized before they were handed over. And so we had to work with them across all over the US. We have 500 dealers, so reaching out and training and working with them was an exercise. And finally, now restarting the whole supply chain was an interesting challenge for us as well because suddenly the world shut down, and here we are seeing demand boom, and so we had to really work hard on managing the supply chain. And I think these were the steps that we did that brought us to where we are today.
How does one go about selecting a tractor with Mahindra?
So generally, people who are looking for tractors 70% of the people who are buying tractors in the US are first-time tractor buyers. So so they're always looking to know how to buy one. We are largely focused on the mid and small size, which is, people who own less than 100 acres of land, anything between 2 acres to 100 acres. We make really tough and reliable tractors, which are, backed by our dealers. Most of our dealers are family-owned businesses across the U.S. who are focused on, the community, live in the community, work in the community, so take great care of their customers. So when you walk into a dealership, you're kind of confident that you're going to get a great tractor backed by a company that's got years of experience in making tractors all over the world. So they're fairly good, and we are seeing a good response from the customers when they're walking into our dealerships as well.
How did sales compare from a year ago, and do you expect the trend of urban Americans moving out of big cities? relocating to more rural locations to continue?
Yeah, so the industry is up about 23, 24% year on year YTD, and that's a pretty big jump. And yesterday's Fed announcement of low interest rates as they are looking today, I don't think we're going to see a slowdown on this trend that we're seeing of more tractors. Also, I think COVID actually accelerated the movement of people out of the cities. But I think technology is going to sustain it. Now we're all working from home. Distance doesn't matter. More companies are telling employees to move out of the big cities. Best Coast is seeing different for different reasons. People are moving out of the cities, and I think this trend is going to continue. And so I think that as we look forward, I think we're fairly confident about the future and how it's looking and the growth that we're going to expect.
All right, Viren, thanks so much for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You got it. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.